We are very optimistic for the improvement after the construction of new constitution. At this juncture, we hope for the continuation of the support of the international communities as in the past. Once again, thanking to all the distinguished delegates, excellencies, organizers, and hosts of this assembly and the conference, I would like to wish the flourishing of Europa strengths. Finally, I would like to apologize for coming in between your lunch program and this. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Let's give a round of applause to Nepal and the People's Republic of China's messages. We have two appointments that we would like to confirm to be confirmed by the General Assembly. The first is the appointment of Dr. Akira Nakamura as Chair of the Resolutions Committee. Any objections to this appointment? There being none, let's give a round of applause to Dr. Nakamura. The second is the appointment of Commissioner Mary Ann Mendoza of the Civil Service Commission of the Philippines as Chair of Future Plans and Programs Committee. Any objection? There being none, it is approved. At this point, we would like to hear the report of the Editor-in-Chief of the ARPA, our journal, Dr. Pan Soo Kim.
Thank you, Dr. Olen Mercado. I think you made great commitment to make our Europa organization from transition to transformation. Thank you very much. Perhaps you can collect this new issue of ALPA. ALPA has become now blind reviewed journal, and we publish twice per year. And we hope you can submit many good articles to ALPA. Currently, we have two associate editors, Dr. Roger Wettenor as well as Dr. Mark Taylor. If you are here, please stand up, please. Roger, Mark. Roger, I saw you behind. Roger, did you hear me? Could you stand up to recognize you? Do we have Mark Taylor here? Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your commitment, contribution. Thank you. And also we have managing editor from Japan, Mr. Masao Kikuchi. Do we have? Thank you. Thank you for your commitment. And also we have very distinguished editorial board members. I'd like to emphasize just one more thing because of time constraints. The journal market is very competitive. If we don't make our journal more attractive and competitive, and we lose our reputation. Therefore, we need to publish a good journal with good articles. That's the only way we can go. Therefore, I need your help. Please send your high-quality articles to ALPA so that we can be recognized in the global marketing journal world. So I need your help. Please submit your revised paper as soon as we can so that we can publish twice per year on time. Thank you very much.
The messages from the remaining heads of delegation will be read on the last day of the conference. Now we would like to invite you to lunch at the Pavilion Hall B.
Yes, we will have a full hour of lunch. So lunch will be between 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. and then the afternoon session will now move to start at 2 p.m. Enjoy your lunch.
framework
ซูมได้ไหมได้มากสุดเท่าไหร่คะ
because a typology of healthcare system has been developed and
โอเค
influenced their
ใช้วิ
research
ธีนี้ค่ะซูม
organization,
นี้แล้วก็ซูมนี้
regulation,
แล้วก็ที่หน้า
financing,
คนพูด
service
แล้วก็
delivery,
สลับกันไป
service
สลับกัน
provided,
มา
etc. Then, how to make typology to explain certain patterns of healthcare system. Many scholars have studied to establish typologies of healthcare system, but among the several typologies discussed, relatively well-known health system types are three. The first one is the national health services model is characterized by universal coverage, funding out of general taxation and public provision of health services. The UK and Sweden belong to this model. Secondly, the social health insurance model is characterized by contributions paid by employees and employers. The public and private provision of health care, as well as the compulsory coverage for the population. Germans and France are the main example of this type. Finally, the private health insurance model, healthcare is funded by individual and employer premise in health delivery relies predominantly on private ownership. So, as I mentioned, these systems are well-known types of healthcare system. However, South Korea and Taiwan have moved along different paths compared to many countries.
เข้าไปเลยค่ะเขากำลัง
Focus on these four countries. Then, what is the performance of healthcare system? Before we analyze the performance of healthcare system, depends on their institutional arrangement, we have to define the concept. There are many factors influence on the health status of population. So when we measure the performance of healthcare, we have to take into account financial resources to access goals, demographic, economic, social context, and design of a health system. In addition, our paper is a comparative study regarding relationship between the institutional arrangement and their performance. So we have to find comparable cross-national data for assessing the performance of healthcare system. In previous study, health spending, infant mortality, and expected life are used to measure the performance of healthcare system. Clearly, these variables are necessary to assess the amount of financial resources, quality of medical technology. However, they are not sufficient to assess the performance of healthcare because these variables are limited to output. So let's consider all of the healthcare system. These are the goals of WHO and OECD when we provide healthcare services. In WHO case, there are three fundamental goals of healthcare system: improving health, enhancing its representatives, responsiveness, and assuring fairness of financial contribution. The OECD has proposed a conceptual framework adopting many aspects of WHO framework. In terms of dimension of performance, there are three goals: health improvement and outcomes, responsiveness and access, and financial contribution and health expenditure. Unlike in the WHO framework, OECD stressed the access as a determinant of responsiveness. Here, access is designated as an essential component of responsiveness. So we measure the performance of the healthcare system, not just only consider the qualitative variable, but focus on the quantitative variable, but also focus on qualitative aspects. These are the analysis tools. institutional design can affect the performance of healthcare system. This is our hypothesis and hypothesis. At first, let's see the institutional arrangement of a healthcare system. There are many variables to influence, but we are choose financing services regulations are demanded, and performance of a healthcare system measured by effectiveness, efficiency, accessibility, and responsiveness. As the first to see institutional arrangement of healthcare systems, we divided the dimensions financing service regulations based on the previous study. I will explain this by this. Most countries use a mix of public and private financing, but degrees are different. Depends on what is the main source of financing, such as tax, social health insurance, private insurance, etc. And the type of coverage, such as single national or local schemes, multiple insurance, are also influenced because the coverage and cost of healthcare services are influence these factors. In the public integrated model was based on public financing like tax and public provision by government medical facilities in UK. In contrast, in the United States, insurance is voluntary and may not be affordable for individuals, and insurers selectively contract with competing. In Germany and Korea, they rely on social health insurance and often supplemented out of general tax finance government. Like this, beyond financial arrangement and coverage entitlement, countries differ in the organization of the supply of basic coverage. Provided payment arrangements are simply one of the most determinant characteristics of health systems. So, enhancing competitive